Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, it's your pontiff ArchieLuxury. How are you guys doing today? Guys, I want to make this video today, and it's about buying and having the watches you want. And it's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Today I wanted to ask this question. If there's a watch that you like, but it's a stinker in the collecting crowd, would you still like it? And there's a lot of people out there, I'm not a sheeple, I'm not following the crowd, I buy what I like, I don't buy for other people. Yada, 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 yada. Of course, that's correct. We all like to think we're individuals, but can you put your money where your mouth is? Quick wristwatch check. Milgauss. And it's funny. At the moment, I did an interview today, I should say. I did an interview today with Kelly, very attractive, early 30s lady. And I was talking to her about, do you like any Patek's? And she says, Aquanaut or Nautilus. And it's funny she said that because I remember being in Hourglass in Brisbane. This was early 2010s, okay, early 20-somethings. And they had Nautiluses in the display case. It was no big deal. And I didn't really want one. I was more gushing over the Calatrava. And it's funny because I was talking to Kelly and she mentioned the Aquanaut and the Nautilus. And I was talking to Nico Leonard from Pride and Pinion. I was talking to God tier himself, and he said he really loves the Nautiluses and the Aquanauts. He mentioned the Nautiluses, but you know what I'm saying. He didn't like the leather strap, the precious metal on a leather strap. And what I mean by that is, okay, there is a Nautilus that's a precious metal on a leather strap, but when I like a Patek, we're talking annual calendar, precious metal on a leather strap, world time, we're talking Calatrava. He sees it as an old man's watch, and in Nico's case, he's 33 years old. And it's funny, I'm not criticizing his choices, but it's the era he grew up in. It's the era. See, I remember watching Different Strokes, Mr. Drummond, Willis, and Arnold, and, Kimberly, Happy Days. I was watching Family Ties with Michael J. Fox. I wanted to earn the bucks. I wanted to Alex J. Keating, wasn't it? Alex J. Keating, Family Ties. And now people, they don't understand that reference. They have different things that they really want to get. And it's funny. When you get something that's a bit left of center, for example, many years ago, I got a Patek Calatrava 3944. And it's actually a quartz Patek. And I owned it, then I sold it. I wanted it back. I got it back, got the same one back again. And you know what? As soon as I got it, I couldn't live with the fact it was quartz. It started to really bug me. And what I mean is, when I say it bugged me, I couldn't handle the fact that it was a quartz Calatrava. It was like owning a Ferrari automatic, you know, the famous Ferrari 400i. They were mainly automatics. And oh, it was like anyone who knew what a paddock was would say, why did you buy quartz? People, you know, it was just kind of anti. The collector hated it. And it's funny, even my good friend John Reardon from Collectability, he's running a YouTube channel, check it out, Collectability, and website collectability.com. When he got his first paddock, he could have got anything. He got the quartz Aquanaut. Quartz Aquanaut. And for not much, well, for a little bit more, he could have got an automatic one, which is worth big bucks, but you didn't know that at the time. And it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. But I think you got to remain true to yourself. And in my case there, I have always remained true. I remember swimming in a swimming pool in Pattaya. I remember I was staying in this apartment block in Jamonton Beach, Pattaya. And I remember I was swimming in the pool. It was beautiful. They were good times. They ended badly, but that's another story. And I remember swimming in the pool thinking, you know, if I had unlimited money, you know, if I was really well off, what watch would I buy? So this would have been 2004. What would I buy? And I thought, what would I buy if I had money and I could have anything I wanted? What would it be? And I came up with one watch, the Patek World Time 5110. Here you go, guys. I'm just showing it off. 5110. And I got to tell you the story. I remember swimming in the pool thinking, what would I want? 5110, World Time. Okay. What metal? I remember saying to myself, you know, platinum, the 5110 would be too extreme. I'd settle for the white gold. Funny thing is, I had the white gold, and then I actually liked the yellow gold better because it looks more vintagey. It looks more vintagey. So I actually sold the white and got the yellow. And that's, you know, the thing is, this watch here, someone like Leonard Nico, he might respect the brand, he might respect this watch. Too small, because he never fantasized about owning it. See, his fantasies were Nautiluses, 5726s and 5711s, 5712s. See, my fantasy, I can even remember, here's this, I can remember, this was when I was working at KBR. There was a guy there who also had a Patek. He was just a middle-class guy. He was an engineer, draftsman. And he had a Patek Philippe. He saw mine one day because I wore my Calatravas to work. And he said, is that a Patek? And he told me he had a Patek. And I said, bring it in, let's do it, have a look. And it was a 5711. I had a 5107. Now I'm actually going to show you, this is a 5127. That's my replacement to my 5107. I actually like the 5107 better. It's got the smooth bezel. This is the more rounded. But besides that, the watches are very, very similar. And I got to tell you the story. We both brought our Pateks in. and we both, this is the funny thing, we both confessed out of the two, we preferred my 5107. How's that? How is that for, you know, the 5107 has actually stalled a bit, you know, like they're not rubbish, you know, they haven't had the massive increases. See, that's the thing. It was at that time, the 5107 wasn't, you know, they were similar price point. And it's very, very true that the whole industry has changed. It's really, 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 I'm drinking no sugar Coke, by the way. It's really, really, really changed. And I gotta be honest with you, new people in the industry, I was talking to Kelly on her Wist, and check out her Instagram on her Wist. She has no desire to have a world time or I mean, she didn't say she hated it or a simple Calatrava. I love Coca-Cola. Not good for you, but I love it. She has no desire to have a simple Calatrava. She run a Nautilus or an Aquanaut. And it's the different time period. I'm becoming a dinosaur. And that's the thing. It's what appeals to me. It may not appeal to someone else. And it's funny. I remember Nautiluses, you know, did I ever want one? I actually more wanted an Aquanaut than a Nautilus. Yep. I thought a Aquanaut would be very, very cool. That's what I thought. I thought an Aquanaut would be cool, but I'd want to get more paddocks first before I got it. You know, it's kind of, it's strange how the psyche works. But the reason I'm making this video is, are you influenced by people around you? Do they guide what you want and don't want? Everyone wants the Aquanaut and the Nautilus. Well, I remember when they weren't that hot shit, and I didn't hate them because they were a paddock, but I didn't love them crazy either. If I loved them crazy either, I would have got one. But, you know, that's another story. But that's the whole thing with these watches. Different time period, and you know, looking back, I should have snapped them all up, but you just don't know this at the time. They were still expensive, don't get me wrong. I mean, that was a lot of money. When I got my 5107, that was, I bought that pre-owned for $12,250 US macaroonies. That was a lot of moolah. That was a lot of moolah, and I got to be honest with you, that really did sting, you know. That was kind of the first watch I bought without a budget. You know, I had a small inheritance, but I felt guilty. I had to sell other things. I don't know why. Looking back, I think, why did I sell that? It was no big deal, but at the time, it was a lot of moolah. So, yeah, that's how it goes, guys. Put some comments below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you in the next one.
Enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Enemy, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 US for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 US paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.